Now it turns to Captain of Position, Israt Jahan Mona.
Government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Similarly, government and public sector is also of the peoples, by the peoples, and for the people's development. And depending on this basis, I am Mr. Jahan Muna, the captain of the affirmative team, starting my speech. Anyway, good morning, honorable moderator, respected judges and audiences. Public sector is a precondition for the economic development or development of any country. This is the basis on which we are debating today. And we, the affirmative team, strongly believes that this statement is true. Moderator, we have public sector means we have strong pillars on which the development of our country will depend. As the public sector is associated with the people sector, whose main objective is to do the welfare of the people only. Honorable moderator, public sector is the key to enter the economic chamber of any country. If any private company wants to start its business, then it has to be affiliated by the government. Honorable moderator, the opposition have talked a lot about the privately owned banks, but note me carefully, opposition, it is only the public sector banks without whose concentration the private bank cannot run its economic activities. So, whereas the origination of the private sector is associated with the public sector, then how can you demand the private sector to be the first condition for the development of a country? I am just amazed. Now, in your opinion, private sector is of great importance as it gives employments and as it gives different products. But have you looked over the quality of the product they produce? Look over some examples. Thousands of children in Bangladesh died due to the melanin mixed with the private milk Dano, which is a renowned private company. Hundreds of people in Philippines died due to the food provided by the catering private company limited. The private company thinks only of profit maximization. That's why we find same product, same price, but the weight gets reduced. For example, Surf Excel in Rin. Honorable moderator, the private sector is like that of, if you put the private sector in the Sahara desert for 5 years, then after 5 years, even a piece of sand will not remain in the desert by the corruption by the private sector. Now, honorable moderator, the opposition have said that the private sector employees are not competent enough and not honest as they have no chance of losing their jobs. But opposition, what the private sector are doing is in fear of losing their jobs. A modeling competitiveness? A fair example for it is the leaked information of the National Security Agency of America by Snowden, which is a private organization and it has been privatized by America a few decades ago. So, is this the basis of development of a country? Fraudness, dishonesty? Never. Yeah, we also agree to the fact that a certain portion of our economy may be converted to the private sector. But it doesn't mean that the private sector is the first condition for the development of our country. Note me carefully. Can we expect all our private hospitals in our cities which do not have any access for the poor people? Can we expect our private telephone companies or private companies complete control on the well reserves? Or can we have the people, private sector to take care of our defense, government or administration? No and never, because the private sector can even sell the country in lieu of money. Now, opposition, we also agree to your fact that private sector inaugurates a huge variety of profession, but that's not for development of a country, that's for just profit maximization. Such example of it is the hundreds of private media channels to watch 24 hours, to supply the polythene bags to the people in lieu of banning it. Their objective is not the development of a country. For profit maximization, they are employing the people to these types of sectors. So in no way, private sector is a precondition for the development of a country. Now, turn to the next point. Openly or hiddenly, each and every private sector organization has the background of the foreign investment and support of the foreign investment. And it is like a slow poison to the economy of our country, which will slowly enter to our country and destroy the economic basis of our country. Such a historical background is the East India Company when reached to Bangladesh. It said to the people, we will give your people employment, we will give you support and we will give you benefit. But what the ultimate result was seen by the East India Company is known to all of us. So, we should take lesson from then why do America being privatized, its 40 million people are unemployed to now? Can you answer it? I can answer it. It's because it's capitalism in which the rich will become more richer and the poor will become more poor. Sector and private companies, then it is like that of cutting your head. You have said about the development of the infrastructure of a country depends on the private sectors. But I would like to add example to this. Suppose your shoes got turned, and for that you will go to the cobbler and see your shoes. Or will you bring the cobbler to your country forever? Or will you bring the cobbler to your home forever to stay? Never. If the shoes maker cobbler is like that of the private company. When we need it, we use it, and when we do not need, we will say goodbye to them. So in no way private sector can be the precondition for the development of any country. I think there is no needed to express any sorts of logic to you, and without saying that private sector is a precondition for the development of a country, I think you should agree to us and raise your voice with us that it is the public sector which is the precondition for the development of a country. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mona. Now it's turn to Leader of Opposition, Mr. Naimur Rahman.
Dear moderator, honorable teacher, and all of the viewers present here, I welcome all of you by the Islamic greeting, Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. Today our debate topic is public sector is the precondition for the development of a country. And I am Naimur Rahman Naim, the leader of the opposition party. And I think that it is not public sector, rather it is private sector which is precondition for the development of a country. Private sector is the driving force behind the economic growth and is essential to achieve the meaningful development outcomes that raise people out of poverty and put them to the road to prosperity. It is the primary source of economic growth, job creation, and government revenue to finance essential goods. I strongly believe that the contribution of the private sectors towards the economy of the world is much more than of the public sector. According to the World Bank figures, net capital flows to developing countries in 2007 topped $1 trillion. In the same year, profit obtained from the private sector in the Asian countries was $107 million. Again, not I. The World Bank has estimated that due to the corruption of public sector from 2007 to 2010, pushed 64 million people back to poverty. Can you even imagine? The corruption of the public sector pushed 64 million people back to poverty. But the profit obtained from the private sector has saved the world from a worldwide crisis. Now my question to my opposition party is that it is clear from the report of World Bank that private sector saves the world from a worldwide crisis made by the public sector. Then those who think public sector is precondition for the development of a country, what a mockery is this? You can also observe the significant role of private sector on education. Private universities are out of control of government and there is no influence of politics in private institutes. Other than this, in government or public universities, there is influence of politics. Dirty politics is present on public university. As a result, session jump is a common phenomenon in public university. Can you even imagine courses of 4 years even take 7 to 8 years? There is a loss of 3 to 4 years in a man's life in public university. Who will say this? Other than this, many students involving dirty politics destroy their golden age of life. They become Adubai. You can also observe that, for an instant example, the panic murder of Bishudit Das was done by the politically spoiled student of Jagannath Public University. On the other hand, 3 brilliant students from North South Private University, first time participating on the Microsoft software developing competition, become first in Bangladesh as well as in the world and renowned Bangladesh team in the world. So it is clear from my above discussion that public universities create terrorists like Bishudit murderer. On the other hand, private university creates students who renowned the name of Bangladesh in the world. So now my question to my opposition party, it is my main question to my opposition party is that who they prefer most for the pioneering of for the precondition of the development of a country? The terrorist, the Bishudit killer, or the brilliant student who own the Microsoft software development competition? Infrastructure development is one of the top priorities of a country's economic progress. Infrastructure projects. With a view to this, the government of Bangladesh has vested the responsibility. This long 9-kilometer 4-lane wide mega structure will not only lessen the traffic jam of Dhaka, but also will be very beneficial to the economic development of our country. Now my question to my opposition party is that if public sector is the precondition for the development of the country, then why our government vested the responsibility of Mayor Hanif Flyover to a private company? Have they gone mad? No, they have not gone mad. They know it is private sector which is the precondition of the development of a country. As a result, they invest in private sector and that development comes and their names renowned. Now next I move, there is no way underplace that the 1.4 billion people in our earth lives below the international poverty line. That is, they earn $1.25 a day. Neither does it seek to remove the scandal that 1 billion people every night went to bed hungry. But somehow the private sector has the reduction of poverty at the heart of its mission. Can you even imagine? In 1990, 40% of the total population faces extreme poverty, but it has decreased to 20% within 2010 by the effort and by the dint of private sector, not by public sector. You can also observe that in 1971 Bangladesh was independent. In the same year, or in 1972, Malaysia was also independent. But the socio-economic condition of Bangladesh and Malaysia is far different. Why? Because Malaysia has given encourage to private sector, but Bangladesh cannot give 10 years. They have said that within 1971 to 1981, the private sector cannot run in this country. Then I also want to say this: the Bangladesh have more than 20 satellite channel and one public channel, BTV. How many of you watch BTV? How many of you watch BTV? BTV is a government channel. BTV is a government channel, and who are you reliant on? We are reliant on the news of private channel, not on public channel. For entertainment, for sports, for every source, we are reliant on this private channel, such name as Channel I, ATN Bangla, ATN News. Other than this, in the world of the 21st century, internet and computer are the arm for us.
Okay, time is up.
Okay, thank you for giving me a chance.
To them, then a country cannot make its city strong. For example, you can go to Turkey. They are very much developed, establishing number one army, and they are able to give enough protection to their country. The Turkey Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan boldly encouraged to enhance investment, which ultimately helps to make money. So the development is a moving money-making process, because money is the prime thing in our life. The fourth debater said that the farmers are cultivating by using their education. Is that so? But what they are cultivating? They are cultivating seeds, they are growing seeds, and how they will get seeds? They at present, they need to buy the seeds. And the technologies they are using in their fields, what they are? They are using fertilizer and tractor, and that's to be collected by using money. Is that so? The first debater asked to show any point why money is the prime factor of life. Yes, now get your answer. All of us know about Palestine. Recently, a heavy destruction has been occurred in Palestine. And now they are trying to recover themselves. And for the recovery, they need money. And the foreign aid is the only source. Now the countries like Iran, Turkey, Malaysia, and many Arabian countries are helping them because they have enough money. And the country like, they have enough money. And why the country like Somalia is not helping them? Somalia is not helping them because Somalia itself has no money. And how they will help? And here money is the prime fact. Dear opponents, we have to show you that the importance of money is much greater than the importance of education. To implement different kinds of development planning, we need money. Our government has taken an agricultural development project for 10 years, but now it is in crisis of money for conducting the project smoothly. This project has been taken to ensure food security in the southern area of Bangladesh from 2013 to 2022. And the total investment in this project has been decided as $8.5 billion. And our government is failed to collect this huge amount of money. Till now, there is 81% crisis of money to implement this project, which will be a great act to advance our country one step ahead. So you see that education and its power become postponed due to the insufficiency of money. Dear opponents, if education is the prime factor of life, brings development for a country, then why this great crisis of money cannot be fulfilled by education? And I think I'll get a good reply of it from you. Another thing is that there are some economical indicators in our country. One of them is GDP. And if our GDP increases more than once, then you cannot consider only we are developing. We mean that money should be utilized in a well planning. There is GDH in our neighboring country Bhutan. And GDH means gross domestic happiness. And if they have little money and they can distribute it among everyone, that time they can consider themselves to be happy. And about it, the father of social science, Ibn Khaldun, said that after the proper distribution of money, happiness will be achieved. And Nobel laureate Amartya Sen of India also said that happiness does not lies in GDP advancement only. It lies in proper distribution of money. And I am also not telling about that money which is just distributed to a group of people only. I am telling about that money which should be distributed among everyone. And that time happiness and stability will established in our society. And I think this is our and both of you and our aim to establish happiness and peace in our society. And this peace and stability in our society can be established, can be fulfilled, our aim can be fulfilled by money, by using money. And so from here we can easily say that money is the prime thing in our life. And dear opponents, I think you have got enough logical evidence to agree with me that money is the prime thing in our life. Thank you all. Thank you once again.
Respectable chief guest and my dear brothers and sisters, let us take my salam in the Islamic way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. My name is Ikram Hussain. I'm the third orator of opposition party. Today our subject is that no education, money is the prime factor of life. But I want to say that education is the prime factor of life than money. And I want to remember you that we're telling that education, the education which helps in every step of our life. Today you are using mobile phone, laptop, desktop, etc. But to make this, we first need education. But you can tell that to buy this, we first need money. But we first made this, and then you are telling that we need money and money to buy this. So, but if you don't make this, then how you can tell that to buy this, first we need money? Today you are telling that we need money and money to pass our life. Yes, I may agree with this. But that money you are using is also made for education. So if the educated person don't make the money, then how you can tell that to buy this? So if the educated person don't make this, then how you can use the money? How you can tell that money is the prime factor of life than education if money is made by education? Today our subject is that no education, money is the prime factor of life. But to make this subject, we need to spend education. Is there any spend of money? No, because thought thinking cannot be purchased by money. There is a sentence goes that if money is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. So if you want to maintain your character, first you need education. Because an educated person knows how to maintain the character. So I have a question to you that you are a student. Did you maintain your character by money? Now I want to tell you the main difference between education and money. That is, a robber or thief can steal your money, but a robber or thief cannot steal our education. So we can see that a robber can steal your money. So I have a question to you that, is there any process to steal our education? From today 150 years ago, the engineer of the London city, Mark Isambard Brunel, has invented a miraculous invention.
Firstly, I want to thank this wonderful debate competition. Honorable Chief Guest, guests, moderators, and who are present here, first take my salam, assalamu alaikum. You all are welcome to this wonderful debate competition, whose topic is development in the IT sector is misleading our young generation. I am Baidur Islam Bappi, I am in the position team. I am the third deputy of the position team. Honorable moderator, we all know that everything has its own harmful sides. So we can say that development in the IT sector also has its own harmful sides. As the things are developed like that, the harmful side also increase. So I have a question to the opponent that is the development in the IT sector is not misleading our young generation? Honorable moderator, according to me, the answer will be no from my opponent. And to make it yes, I will give some examples, reference and many logics. Honorable moderator, with the people seated here, almost all the young generations, most of the young generations are engaged in different types of undecent works like rapping, teasing, bombing and many other works. Honorable moderator, come rapping. Niladri Mila is a clear example of that. He was being killed by someone because of the course of developing in the IT sector. So now moderator, my short speech was for completing a mission that for understanding you the topic. Honorable moderator, I hope that you all understood the topic that developing in the IT sector is misleading our young generation. So I have a code and request to my opponent that please confess with us and say developing in the IT sector is misleading our young generation. Thank you all for your cordial hearing. Have a good day.
Honorable Chief Guest, judges, audience, and who are present here, at first take my salam, assalamu alaikum. Today our debating topic is development in the IT sector is misleading our young generation, but I am on its opposition. I believe my heart and soul that development in the IT sector is leading our young generation to the path of milestone. And I am Sadia Subir Sakiba. My opponent, everything you said are just focus speaking. Your second debater talked about drugs, but this is totally unrelated to our topics, so there is nothing to say about it. However, Honorable Moderator, Nobel laureate Amartya Sen said that to get rid of poverty, the unemployed people should be transformed into human resources, and IT can be used as the medium. So my opponent, think like me and agree with me and Amartya Sen that IT sector is not misleading us, rather it is leading us to the path of milestone. And so why don't you think so? Honorable Moderator, information technology has become an accepted tool for teaching anything. It includes internet-based computing, providing visualization, stimulation, modeling, online providing, and even connections to actual research institutions. And without these things, we cannot imagine a multimedia school. And even if advertisement, nothing is used but IT. So here IT is helping keeping people of a country active, and who are working for development? Obviously the young generation. So my opponent, is there any other medium for advertisement? Again, dear judges, the first and second debater talk a lot against Facebook. But I think you all know that the refugee island Kurdi, the Syrian child whose dead body was found in the beach of Bodrum. the European was compelled to exchange their policy due to the split of the dead body of island coding by social networking like Facebook. So my opponent, I think you will be agree with me that social networking like Facebook is of great importance. Honorable judges, a processor can create IT who's saving our valuable time. So my opponent, in this case, do you think IT sector is misleading us? Hey audience, note me carefully that the great scientist Jonas Salk said that this is perhaps the most beautiful time in human story. It is really pregnant with all kinds of creative possibilities made possible by science and technology, which now constitute the slab of man. If man is not enslaved by it. So my opponent, there is no scope to deny that IT sector is, honorable moderator, please let me finish. So my opponent, there is no scope to deny that IT sector is misleading us, leading us to the path of milestone. For that, I understand request to disallow with me. Development in the IT sector is not misleading our young generation. Rather, it is leading our young generation to the path of milestone, to the path of development.
Now I like to invite leader of the position team to come on the podium, Nusrat Jahan Borno.
Assalamualaikum. Today our debating topic is Facebook culture displeases our young generation from studies. I'm Nusrat Jahan Borno and I'm the leader of position team. Facebook. What is Facebook? Facebook is a social networking site which is the biggest sector of wasting time of our year. Nothing is precious is time. Success comes in our life by the best use of time. My first debater has already mentioned that student life is the seed time of our nation. In this time, as a student will sow, so will he reap in future. Opponents raised question and said that everything depends on intention. They said we get many kinds of news, quiz, articles, etc. in Facebook. Yeah, I will absolutely answer you. Okay, dear opponent, I admit that you are a good person and your intention is also good. But if you remain beside your 10 or 12 friends, you are good among them and they are drug addict, and that addicted friend asks you every day to take drug and ignore them every day. But one day they might influence you, because there goes the proverb, a man is known by the companion he keeps. That means Shango doshe loha bhashe. So before saying anything positive about Facebook, please remember this example. Like that of your drug addict friend, Facebook will also influence you. Honorable moderator, a few days ago, one of our honorable teacher, Mr. Fardujaman, showed me news that our art, our habitat will be destroyed in 15th September 2016. But what is today's date? 8 October 2016. Is it destroyed? No, we are all here, safe and sound, and also debating here. I think my opponents are joking with us. They're saying different kinds of news contains in Facebook. This news, the news contains in Facebook is like a cow is flying in the sky and fish is running in the field. What is this? Are you joking with us? I want to mention a personal incident of our life. My second debater and my friend, Noan told me before our GSC examination that she found our science question of GSC in Facebook. Then I told her, don't believe in such news. If it turns false, then it will endanger you. Then I also suggest her to take preparation from book, guide, test paper, and tips, suggestion, and advice from your teacher. Then after attaining science exam of GSC, she met with me and told me that the question she found in Facebook was a completely fake news, my opponent. Honorable moderator, if she bound her preparation in that question only, then I guaranteed it, her fail was a must. But she was a golden achiever student. How? Because she followed her teacher. The honorable moderator, the founder of our school and the inventor of Vijay Mango software, Mr. Mustafa Jabbar sir, who is sitting over there, he also uses Facebook. And even our education minister, prime minister, and even our school has a Facebook page of their own. And I think honorable moderator, you also use Facebook. Yeah, you can use it because you are well educated, well sensible, and well matured person who has the sense of good and bad. But we are completely mature and are insensible and are curious about unknown and unseen. So, we must avoid it. Honorable moderator, fourth debater of opposition team has said that he has learned Pythagoras theorem by using Facebook. I can't believe this. Because if you learn Pythagoras theorem by using Facebook without the help of your teacher, then stay at your home. Why do you come to your school? Why are you debating here? Honorable moderator, please don't misunderstand us. We all 5 debaters of position team are not here to ban Facebook. We are here only to ban the users who are youth like us. So, I think me and my all debaters have described it very clearly, elaborately, analytical and beautifully that how Facebook casts an evil impact on students. So I welcome all of you to join with us and say loudly and strongly that Facebook culture displeases our young generation from study. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Nusrat Jahan Bono, for a good speech. Now I like to invite the team leader of opposition group, Imtiazuddin Tanvir.
When the demand of man's mind is not fulfilled, soul dies. Stated by my followed essayist Pramod Chaudhary. Anyway, honorable judges, respected teachers, dear listeners and all well-wishers, I first take my salam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today, we are building on Facebook culture displeases our young generation from studies, and I am on its opposition. I am Mohammad Imtiazuddin Tanvir, the leader of opposition team. My opponent, I am here to show you logic, give you idea, information, and whatever you need till the moment you agree with me and my team that Facebook culture is not displeasing us from studies, rather pleasing us to studies, and that will be my mission, my opponent. Honorable judges, almost all of my opponent, including the first debater, second, third, fourth, and even the leader has tried their best to explain the impact of using Facebook in student life. But my opponent now get an answer. I think Facebook makes him a creative writer, essayist, journalist, poet, and even give place for photography. And without this social media, combination of all these things can never be found in anywhere. And in Facebook, besides study, a new term is added. That is my mind satisfaction, my opponent. My opponent, I have already mentioned this statement on Pramod Chaudhary that when the demand of man's mind is not fulfilled, soul dies. And it is Facebook which ensures proper study mind satisfaction. And as a result of this, students get some potential, they get some motivation, they get some inspiration to continue so longer. So how can you say that Facebook is displeasing us from studies? Is it even illogical statement of my opponent? My opponent, you all are just saying that Facebook is displeasing us, Facebook is harmful for us, Facebook is misleading us. But my opponent, do you know what we are? We are young generation. Young generation can stand against all kinds of crimes. And honorable judges, the leader of my opponent has said that young generation is immature. But my opponent, if young generation is immature, then how they spoke Bengal language in 1952, six-point demands in 1966, our independence in 1971, how my opponent, if really young generation is immature, then how they fulfill the dream of Bengali nation for 40 years by punishing the Rajakars, our brothers in Gonachagan Moch, by Facebook, my opponent, if young generation is really immature, then how they revolted against the automatic rulers of Tunisia in Arab Basin to my opponent. They have done all of these things by Facebook, my opponent. Honorable judges, the first, second, third, and the fourth debater of my opponent has said that Facebook is harmful for students. But my opponent, if you compare our country with South Korea, then we see that there is 3G in our country. And even the coverage of 3G is not all over the country, but there is 4G in South Korea. And the fact is, don't you think the amount of knowledge with which the children of Bangladesh are growing, doesn't the children of South Korea grow the same amount of knowledge? Certainly they do. Even they grow with more knowledge than the children of Bangladesh. Then what is the reason? Less Facebook access, my opponent. Less Facebook access is the only reason why the children of our country are lagging behind from the children of South Korea. So my opponent, if you want to develop the education sector of our country, then please create more Facebook access in our country. Honorable judges, the first debater of my opponent has said that some girls has committed suicide for using Facebook, my opponent. My opponent, according to the survey of Ainu Shalish Kendra of our country, 148 girls were molested and 3 girls committed suicide from January to June of the running year. But none of them has suicided for Facebook. But you are giving us wrong information, my opponent. Honorable judges, as there is no scale to measure knowledge, so we can say that the person who has issued first in BC's exam is definitely a brilliant student, and Sushant Pal is one of them. But Sushant Pal has never said that Facebook is displeasing in our studies. Rather, the interesting matter is that what he said Facebook has created easy access to education, and due to Facebook, to know the news of the world has become very much easy for him. What you are talking, my opponent? Honorable, my opponent. Now, I want to give you an example. Let you are suffering from headache. Now what will you do? Will you cut down your head for your headache? Definitely not cut down your head for your headache, because if you cut down your head, then you will die. And the same thing is in case of Facebook, my opponent. If you want to blame, then blame the person who are misusing Facebook. Let someone are misusing Facebook. Now who is responsible here? Facebook or the person? Definitely the person who are misusing it. So I think, my opponent, I have cleared all of your confusions, and you have no more arguments against me, and you will agree with me and my team that Facebook culture is not displeasing us from studies, rather pleasing us to studies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Imtiazuddin Tanvir. Now I'd like to invite the team leader of position team, Muhammad Raihan. You are welcome to deliver your argument and speech.
On 14 December 1971, the West Pakistan tried to make the Bengali nation intellectless by killing the intellectuals. Similarly, the current education system of our country are destroying the intellect of crores of students. Anyway, here present honorable moderator, respectable teacher, my dear friends and all illusions who are present here, first of all take my salam, assalamu alaikum. Today, we are debating on current education system is the main obstacle to improve the quality of education. I am Muhammad Raihan, the leader of position team. Honorable moderator, today we are standing on the competitive wall. To survive in this competitive wall, population must be turned into human resources. And it is practical education which is the only medium to do this. And realizing the truth, when countries like South Korea, Singapore, Malaysia and Arab Emirates are giving more importance on practical education and becoming developed day by day, than in our country, theoretical education is given more importance. Honorable moderator, in the Pratham Aalo newspaper, it is found that the rate of practical education in South Korea is 96%. In Singapore, it is 74%. In Arab Emirates, it is 43%. But unfortunately, in our country, it is only 4%. And the result is lakhs of unemployed students. Honorable moderator, last year on debate competition, our honorable chief guest, Mustafa Jabbar sir, gave a flash example. He asked his 100 graduate students that who would get job after studying 16 years. But nobody raised their hand. Then he proposed them to train only 3 months. At this time, 90% of these students raised their hand. Honorable moderator, they are taught at least 16 years only theoretical education. They are not taught such education that can ensure only a job. So my opponent, what is the necessity of education that cannot ensure only a job after studying 16 years, but training of only 3 months can ensure that? Actually, our current education system is making only certified students, not the school students. And my opponent, do you know who is responsible for this? According to Mustafa Jabbar sir, current education system is responsible for this. So my opponent, how can you say that current education system is good, or Mustafa Jabbar sir said it is not good? My opponent, the rate of passing in different public examinations are increasing, but it does not mean that the quality of education is also increasing. Because when we see a GPA 5 HIV student doesn't know what is the liberation of GPA, doesn't know what is the independence and victory of our country, even we have no idea about the culture of our own country, then it is not possible to say that our quality of education is increasing. My opponent, not only they, thousands and thousands GPA 5 holders of our country have the same condition. And about them, Dr. Jafar Iqbal said that they didn't get GPA 5, they are given GPA 5. So my opponent, if the sample of your quality education is this, then how can we say that your education system is good? Our martyr, in SSC exam of 2014, on luck for 2,276 students got A+. Again, in SSC examination, 8,197 students got A+. Now, a clear question to my opponent, when FDR lakh and lakh students got A+, on the other hand, only 2 students passed out of 40,000 students in the admission test of Dhaka University in English, then how can you say that current education system is improving the quality of education? Isn't it a illogical statement, my opponent? Again, in this year, only 4,000 students passed out of 40,000 students in the admission test, and the rate of passing is only 14.7%. And from this result, it is easily understood that what a miserable condition of our current education system is, and what is the quality of education. My opponent, due to low rate of passing, when our education minister said that the answer paper are evaluated properly, and that is why the rate of passing is low. Then I want to say that if they evaluate the answer paper properly in this year, then did they evaluate the answer paper improperly in the previous year? Our martyr, not only we, the whole world is saying that the quality of education of our country is decreasing day by day. Such as the World Bank says 70% children of our country are unable to read or write properly, apart from basic mathematical solution. Again, World Economic Forum shows that Bangladesh is lagging behind from higher education, and the position of Bangladesh is 84, and it is the lowest position in South Asia. Again, according to Times Higher Education, Bangladesh universities have no rank among 100 universities in Asia. Even Bangladesh universities have no rank among 500 universities in the world. But surprising matter is that 2 universities of Pakistan have been ranked among these 500 universities. But can you imagine the country where students cannot go to school or universities due to attack of terrorists but rank 2 universities? But our country cannot rank. Now, question to my point, if the current education system is good and the quality of education is also good, so why our Bangladesh university cannot rank among only 100 universities in Asia? Why, my opponent? Our moderator, whole world is saying that the quality of education of our country is increasing day by day, that my dear opponent is trying to prove that current education system is good by the illogical statement, which is very funny. But my opponent, we don't believe whatever so with your muscle power. Our martyr, the fourth debate of my opponent team said that our government is increasing the quantity of teachers. Okay, my opponent, totally agree with you. But my opponent, the students are also increasing, but the teachers are not increasing at the same rate. Because according to international standard ratio, 1 teacher should serve 30 students. But in our country, 1 teacher is serving 53 students. Again, according to Director of Primary Education, at present 6,300 primary schools does not have headmaster. He have found the Daily Star. My opponent, how will you ensure quality education without this teacher? It is not understandable to me. No matter, our education system is sending little children to the competitive war from the beginning of their life. This education system does not show their dreams, does not improve their creativity. This education system does not make them a leader like Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The education system does not create them Einstein, Newton, Rabindranath. This education system is creating a frustrated and tired generation, this generation who are going away from the path of true education. Our moderator, according to first debate of my opponent team, Napoleon said, give me an educated mother, I'll give an educated nation. But my opponent, if he remain alive today in this situation, he may say that, give me a qualified education system, I'll give you a qualified nation. So, I want to say my opponent, be convinced with me and my team that current education system is the main obstacle to improve the quality of education. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mohammad Raihan, team leader of opposition team. Sanjida Sarkar Deepa. You're welcome to.
Education makes the people easy to lead but difficult to drive, easy to govern but impossible to enslave. Said by Newman. However, our present honorable moderator, respectable teacher, dear listener, and all of my well wisher. At first, take my salam. Assalamu alaikum. Today, the topic that we are debating on is current education system is the main obstacle to improve the quality of education. But I strongly disagree with this topic because current education system is not the main obstacle, rather it's the main cause to improve the quality of education. At first, I am to remind all of you about the aim of education that has already told one of the members of my team. The aim of education is to build our upcoming generation with digital education, morality, patriotism, which will have no lackings of any quality to go with our next generation. According to my opinion, it is those people who will criticize about our education system who still doesn't understand the motto of our education system. But I hope from my speech you all will understand the motto of our education system. Honorable moderator, the aim of education is to enlighten the light of education in every human being. And I hope through the help of current education system, it is possible to increase the scope of knowledge. Tourist learner are the tomorrow's pioneer. They have a huge kind of knowledge. And if they use them as properly, I'm sure they can travel to have a glorious and prosperous future ahead. So thinking about the glorious and prosperous future, our education has created this system. Dr. Jafar Iqbal, a renowned professor of Shahjahan University and other educationists has created this system so that the students can learn practically beside their talent and result. So my opponent, my question is to you that being such a notable professor of our country, they are saying that this creative system is good for the student, but you are saying that this system is not good for us? Do you think they are such a kind of fool that they didn't even think before making such a kind of creative system? I mean, it astonishes us all that how can you say that current education system is the main obstacle to improve the quality of education? Before making a such kind of education system, there was a system of memorizing. So at that time, you used to see that this system is not good enough to improve the quality of education. But now, when our government has introduced a new system, that means creative system, still you are saying that this system was also not good enough to improve the quality of education. Actually, my opponent, what do you want? Will you please explain to us? Why do student Masha Mustaqim and 10 of his friends had one dream? To make a cartoon, but not an ordinary, rather extraordinary. So they have developed the heroes of 1971. Ayman Sadiq, the co-founder of 10 Minute School, have been awarded for his contribution in education. In 2014, a girl named Brishti got accepted in top 14 universities of the world, such as California University, Harvard University, and etc. So my opponent, my question is to you that if our education system is so bad, so the how the students like Masha Mustaqim has made the cartoon, how the student like Ayman Sadiq has been awarded for his contribution in education, and how a girl got accepted in top 14 universities of the world, how my opponent, how? The students of Bangladesh are not reaching the peak of success only in Bangladesh, rather they are reaching the peak of success in other countries like Brazil. With 2 silver and bronze medals, Bangladesh has secured the 26 places among the 111 countries of the world. Even Bangladesh has secured the first places among the South Asian countries of the world. Asifi Alahi from South Asian College and Ahmed Jawad Chaudhary from Cantonment School and College has won 2 silver medals. And Rahul Shahab from Dhaka College, Tamjid Islam from Notre Dame has won 2 bronze medals. Muhammad Jafar Iqbal has said that it's an extraordinary success for the students as they have secured the first places among the South Asian countries of the world. So my opponent, my question is to you that if the quality of education system is decreasing, so how they have secured the first places among the South Asian countries of the world? How, my opponent? I think every member of my team, from the first divider, second divider, even the leader of my team, has tried their best to prove that our current education system is bad. If our current education system is bad, so why Bill Gates has taken a student from Buet with the payment of 55 lakhs in his Microsoft company? Why, my opponent?
Do you know how the students are getting benefited through our current education system? Recently, 2 students, Shajid Akhtar and Asif Alahi, got chance in Cambridge University. Shamin Risamat has got a chance in Cambridge University, who is participating in Mathematics Olympiad. And even Nazira Chaudhuri has got a chance in Cambridge University. And even Tamanna Islam, Shourav Dash and Brishti Shakhtar got a chance in MIT and USA. The third debater of my team has said that one of his classmates, Shafayed, who is very fond of drawing but cannot pursue his talent. But first of all, my opponent, who said you that he can pursue his talent? Do you know he has participated in the drawing competition in Daudkandi Upazila in the previous year and also get awarded? Do you know there are 22 sectors for arts and crafts students in Dhaka University, not in Dhaka, in different places of our country. The leader of my team has said that if the examiner evaluated the exam paper improperly in the previous year, no, my opponent, they didn't. In the previous year also, our examiner evaluated the exam paper properly. But in this year, our government has thought that more pressure should be given to find the faults in our examine the paper. The third debater of my opponent has said that we are judging a student or judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. But my opponent, we are not judging a fish by ability to climb a tree. Rather, we are judging a fish by taking its swimming in the water. Again, we have said that one student has said that I am a GPA 5. Yeah, I agree also say that he has said I am a GPA 5. But you know that exceptional is not an example. You cannot judge our whole education system only based on one student. I think every member of my team has tried to compare our education system with the other countries. But my opponent, you know this is Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is a developed country. Bangladesh is limited in case of economic condition. But still, the quality of education will not be improved in one night. We need some time. So I think from my speech, you have got all the logic, all the information to agree with me and my chief that current education system is not the main obstacle, rather the main cause to improve the quality of education. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Now I'd like to call upon the leader of the opposition, Tonmoy, to deliver his speech.
Science of today is the technology of tomorrow, said by Edward Teller. However, here present, honorable moderators, respectable teachers, and all of my well-wishers. At first, take my religious greetings from my heart of heart. Assalamu alaikum. Today, our debating topic is profession is not the crisis of tomorrow, but the use of information technology. I am Tanvir Hassan, the leader of opposition team. Now I am starting my speech. Honorable moderators, information technology is present in every aspect of our life. But there is lack of proper use of information technology. If we can use information technology properly, then many job sectors will be created in future. Honorable moderators, in Queensland of Australia, a group of scientists invented a technique called speed breeding technique. Through this technique, you can cultivate 3 times more crops than the present time. But it is a matter of great sorrow that this technique isn't used in any place of the world. That's why high risk of food crisis is seen in many countries of the world, such as Yemen, Nigeria, and Somalia. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, 925 million people of the whole world faced food crisis in 2007. And in 2017, 1.2 billion people of the whole world faced food crisis. My dear opponent, my question to you is that if information technology is present in every sector, then why countries like Yemen, Nigeria, and Somalia are facing food crisis? I think I'll get a good reply from you, honorable moderators. Now I'll describe about some sectors where information technology is creating jobs, because my opposition team members are saying again and again that information technology is destroying our job. My first example is waste materials. 98% people of the whole world throw the waste materials here and there. But can you imagine 1 million jobs is created from these waste materials? There are thousands of companies who use these waste materials to produce biofuel and organic substances. According to the statistics of the United Nations, 2.5 million new jobs will be created in this sector within next 2 years. My second example is outsourcing and freelancing. Outsourcing and freelancing is a process through which you can earn money by sitting at home. According to Oxford Internet Institute, Bangladesh now contributes 16.8% of all online workers of the whole world. There are a lot of number of freelancers. Honorable moderator, there are 650,000 registered freelancers, 5 lakh online freelancers, and 2,568 agency freelancers. And their total annual income is about $100 million. According to the World Economic Forum, only in Asia, 163 million people are engaged in outsourcing and freelancing. And the total annual income is about 700 million to $1 billion. My dear opponent, what do you want? Do you want to live without information technology? I challenge you, without information technology, you cannot alive a single day. So, honorable moderator, according to the World Wide Web, 1.2 million jobs will be created because of information technology in future. So my dear opponent, my another question to you that where 1.2 billion new jobs will be created because of information technology, then how you can say that information technology is destroying our job? Again, the first debater of your team say that because of fourth industrial revolution, 7.1 million jobs of the whole world will become unemployment, will become destroyed. But my dear opponent, just think, where is 7.1 million and where is 1.2 billion? Again, the fourth debater of your team asked me some questions. Now take my answer. You are saying that because of using robot in defense force and in medical treatment, many doctor and many soldier lost his job. But can you give me any proof that in any places of the whole world, any doctor or any soldier lost his job? No, my dear opponent. So in this case, you are telling lies. Okay, if robot is used in defense force and in medical treatment, then for one robot, they need one operator. For 1,000 robots, they need 1,000 operators. So here, 1,000 of job sector is created only because of information technology. Again, you are saying that the rate of unemployment is increasing because of using information technology. But honorable moderator, according to Wikipedia, 75% people of the whole world are engaged in such professions where information technology is present. So if we remove information technology from the whole world, then 75% people of the world will become unemployment. My dear opponent, I challenge you, if you give me an information technology qualified man, I will give him a qualified job. It's my challenge to you. Honorable moderators, information technology is not only giving job to some able person, rather it is also giving job to some handicapped person. The great example is the great scientist Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking is a great scientist. He is handicapped and he couldn't talk. But what he was thinking inside his mind, that was reflected on the computer screen. So here, information technology helps him to become a great scientist. At last, I want to say to my opponent, remember that, be agree with us and say that profession is not the crisis of tomorrow, but the use of information technology. Thank you all for listening to my speech. Assalamu alaikum.
Thanks a lot to the leader of the opposition, Tonmoy. Now I would like to call upon the leader of the opposition, Abdullah Sabbir, to deliver his speech.
According to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, this struggle is the struggle for independence, this struggle is the struggle for our freedom. But now, our young generation is telling, this struggle is the struggle to get a good job, this struggle is the struggle to get a good information technology, which will create job. Anyway, honorable judges, teachers, and all users, at first take my salam, assalamu alaikum. Today our debating topic is, profession is not the cries of tomorrow, but the use of information technology. But I'm its opposition. I am Abdullah Sabbir, the leader of opposition. My opponent, today I am here to show you logic, give you idea, information, and whatever you need till the moment you agree with me and my team that profession and only profession is the cries of tomorrow, not the use of information technology. Honorable judges, today we use mobile phone, and to make this mobile phone, the mobile company applied many switchboard operator in the previous. But now, matter of regret is that instead of the switchboard operator, the mobile company is applying many technical machineries. As a result, according to Forbes, about 15.3% people will lose their job in next 12 years, and again, almost 7.3% switchboard operator only lost their job. Honorable judges, among all technical machineries, M-triangle is mentionable. It is an example that how robot could replace human. So my opponent, from such example, it is understood that robot is as skilled as man. So if robot is as skilled as man, so why robot can't become Albert Einstein? Why robot can't become Newton? Why my opponent? Honorable judges, when the demand of man's mind is not fulfilled, soul dies. Stated by my favorite, Pramod Chaudhary. To meet up the demand of not getting job, people engage themselves in corruption because information technology killed their job. As a result, due to corruption, we are 5-time champion. Honorable judges, first debater of my opponent said that an Indian boy died due to carrying overloaded school bag. My opponent asked me that if the boy is e-book, then would be the boy died. My opponent, take my logic. If the boy is e-book, then the boy must need a e-book tab. And don't you think, due to the use of e-book tab, the boy would suffer from eye problem? My opponent, information technology not only helps to survive lives, rather it takes life too. As an example, electricity. Due to the invention of electricity, people are dying due to electric shock. But before the invention of electricity, have you heard that a man died due to electric shock? No, my opponent. Hope you got your logic. Honorable judges, when the whole world is using information technology extensively, my opponents say that there will be a crisis of using information technology in future. Honorable judges, as per statistics, in 2016, there were 2.22 billion mobile phone users. In 2017, there were 3.69 billion mobile phone users. In this running year 2018, there is 4.68 billion mobile phone users. It is expected that this rate will increase to 5 billion by this running year. Honorable judges, again, in 2016, there are 1.12 billion internet users. In 2017, there are 2.23 billion internet users. In this running year 2018, there is 3.68 billion internet users. And I guarantee you, this rate will increase to 5 billion by 2019. question to my opponent is that, yet there is such amount of use of information technology, how can you say, and why you say, there will be crisis of using information technology in future? Question remains. Honorable judges, few days ago, in the convocation of Dhaka University, our president said, now the society is totally based on information technology, because once the parents gifted the child with the marbles, with the toys, but now, matter of reality is that the parents give the child with a smartphone, with a tab, with a mobile phone. The matter of precedent is regretful, but true. Honorable judges, nowadays there are many men who are illiterate, cannot read or even write, but matter of astonishing is that the man can use Facebook, the man can chat with his friend, the man can read SMS. But you are telling that there will be crisis of information technology in future. My opponent, not our thinking. Rather, your thinking is such like that a fish is flying in the sky and a bird is swimming in the pond. Your thinking is such like that. Leader of my opponent said that information technology is creating many job sector. My opponent, take me answer. If you hear the speech of my first debater, you will see that the workers of Chapa and Upganj and Joshua are losing their job due to information technology. From the speech of my second debater, it is clear that 41.8 million drivers lost their job due to information technology, that is Uber. From the speech of my third debater, it is clear that 84% bank tellers lost their job due to the use of information technology, that is ATM machine. From the speech of my fourth debater, it is clear that even the doctors and pilots lost their job due to the use of information technology. But you are telling that there will be no crisis of profession in the future. My opponent, it's totally on you. Compare the rate of destruction of job by information technology with the rate of creation of by information technology. Hope you will get your answer yourself. And at last, I want to tell you to come to our side and confess that profession is the crisis of tomorrow, not the information technology. My opponent, as a world lover and a true leader, I must say, and you should say, that profession is the crisis of tomorrow, not the use of information technology. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.